Hey, it's me again. Hyenas still follow me around. Play the tape of all the different places and people that knew they were lying and that Dave drugged me and told me to say something stupid, and where the church people had drugged me to, and the different witnesses, and where that the kids told they were lying, and that people knew Melissa was lying and knew that the kids were lying. They made everything up because they didn't want anybody to help me. hmm This insanity down here needs to stop. It needs to stop. This has been over with a long time ago. If you actually call the Massillon police, they will tell you it's a documented game and pretend. They're trying to cover up premeditated murder, extortion, kidnapping, drug charges, use of an illegal war weapon. Our government outlawed it. U.S. Supreme Court 18-10134, 2005, 11th Circuit. Remote neuromonitoring, electronic brain links. Our U.S. government recognizes synthetic telepathic war weapons as an illegal strategy used by other governments for the truth. Mind controlling chips to silence whistleblowers, used by perpetrators as a heinous crime of assault. Stabbed in the neck at the refrigerator, 12/21/18. Abducted, I have a dent in the back of my skull. It's caved in. Woke up 6 hours later in bed. Hair missing. The rest of my hair is straight up in another man's comb on the dresser. I didn't know what happened. They showed up at Walmart by the TVs. We implanted a neurochip. We all can read your thoughts. I thought, you're fucking lying. No, they're not. Agency took responsibility for it 3/13/21 this year at 2:53 p.m. that the agency chipped me and a damn bastard neurochipped me. Mercy Medical, March of this year, CT scan with dye. You see they cut the wires, a crack. Comes up on police scanners as government chip. Okay? And a Canton officer walked by me, his phone ding, and read off my information. It's not funny. They did it in intent to murder me. None of this is funny. Not a damn bit of it. This was over 2 years ago. They found Melissa and the kids lying. Okay? Found them lying. Yeah. And like they said, none of this is funny. The only thing they have on her, she wipes some toxic water off with clothes on. Like they said, at Mercy Medical, I left Altman Hospital and I went over to Mercy Medical. Lady from the agency showed up. No man was ever to touch her. Nurse comes in laughing. The only thing they got you on is adjusting yourself. The guy standing there is like, that's sick. She said, no, it's funny. She just adjusted herself, wiping off water with clothes on. They had been saying these people are extremely reaching. We know what they're trying to say about her, and it didn't work. Right at like May 4th of this year in Louisville, lady walked up to me. You didn't expose yourself, you're good. I'm like, God, I haven't arrested these people. Somebody needs to come down here and do their damn jobs. These people will say, we have sodium pentothal reports. Boy, that's rich. If you Google false confession sodium pentothal, questioner gets what it wants, right or wrong. Say yes to everything. Falsely confessed to luring children, falsely confessed to writing ransom notes, falsely confessed to crimes too, false memories implanted, falsely confessed to Pearl Harbor, spy flick stuff, movie shit. Illegal sodium pentothal, Google that one. FDA prohibits any use in humans and not to be brought in the United States. Lethal sodium pentothal. It's used to put animals down and humans, lethal injections, and in anthrax. So where'd they get it? And they're going to say they gave me a lethal injection to make me lie? I never talked to no officer, no agent, no Steve, no Eric, no Kirk, no Cross, no Mark, no lady, no mama's attorney friend, nobody knocked on my door and talked to me like a human being. Nobody did. Not a damn person. And when I talked to Dave, I taped him. Yeah, I taped him. And you know what? He defended me. Called her childish and be pretty rotten if she said anything bad about you. Don't worry about it. You're good to everyone. So if they have a different tape, than they are the drugger and kidnapper where I woke up with black and blue marks. Go out to stores. We always knew you're innocent. You tell someone you're innocent. I'm like, who are you and why are you? And they say a bunch of other shit. Then they ran around telling everybody they had sodium pentothal reports. They don't have it. I talked to police and prosecutors. They don't use it. Why? Because you say yes to everything and it's lethal. They're trying to use people's low IQs and intelligence down here. In the meantime, the kids even told the other kids in the second apartment, the building before mine, that they knew they were lying, and Flora ratted them out for lying. The lady on Fairlawn Street already yelled at him before May 25th. It's not funny. The church people broke in before, drugged her, and told her to say she's a weirdo molester. That's not funny. May 25th, Louisville in town. They were talking about it and calling them bastards. And then 9 of this year, those kids first came out laughing. It's funny, she figured it out. Dave drugged her and told her to say it first. Well, I wouldn't have known he drugged me. Unless people left hints. Because it leaves you permanent amnesia. Okay? Well, a guy with a bat showed up a few days later. They took him around the corner. Car and Chip got him. Yes, they did drug her before and tell her to say it. And they've told several other people, including Dave, where he defends me on my tapes. Yeah, that's how not funny this is. And now they have people's names. There's supposed to be a Christina involved, a guy named Terrence. Some guy named Terrence, they said something about a Terrence in Walmart. And they would say other guys' names around me, but I don't know them. I don't talk to them. Got behind me, you know my name, you know my name, you know my name. You pray about everything again, I'll put you in a place you have to stand for 8 hours and you can't pray no more. Well, I'll tell you what, if somebody tried to shoot him in the head driving, people were breaking and stabbing him with needles. Somebody stabbed you in the neck and abducted you and put a cell phone in your head, and there's a gunshot night and people were supposed to be dead. And you got 6 stalkers and shooters coming at you and an ass beating on you with internal injuries, you pray too. I still haven't figured out why some ass wanted a straw after all that. I was in Wendy's in Maslin. Grab her straw, grab her straw. We don't get this time, we'll have it next time. They can have the damn straw. They've been in my brain. Stabbing me with needles. Why would you want a damn straw? There's so many ridiculous things going on around me. At Walmart, it was like a cesspool. I had agents with earbuds walking around me. We're from this department, we're from this department, and then we're here to help, and they scatter. Okay? Then I have young men dressed as old walking with canes, and then people with microphones sticking out of their jacket or their sleeve talking into them. Okay? Now, all the agencies knew where I lived. I went down to meet that one girl for lunch, see if somebody would show up so they could grab him. I go to get in my car. There's a guy across the parking lot looks at me. Okay? I pull out and all the undercover police surround me and all the way back to 224, and they turn off and let me drive the last 10, 15 miles home. And I went home and I parked my car and I'd go for a walk to distress. He was in a side ravine. I found her. He's been in 62 McDonald's a couple times with me for the COVID virus. See, like I said, they had so many different people involved in schemes going on, and it wasn't funny. And they want to think they can put their dirty little fingers in it. Oh, we can get money. We had Dave drug her and tell her to say something stupid. Oh, you know, I got enough technology in me and around me. I got a neural chip that tapes like a cell phone, and my car tapes. And they sold the login to disgrace me. 8/8 of this year, 21. About 8:15, 8:30 at night, opened up the door to get out. Did you know he fentanyled her and told her to say that? We just found out. We just didn't know. They already knew the kids were lying. So they thought they'd make a buck off of him. They already told Flora they were lying, and she brought him out October 23rd, 19. Of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. It was a game of pretend, just like the agent said. They'll make up something, call you a bad word. For Melissa, so stupid. She made everything up when you were fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. Her first lie is you bent over and properly and they picked out a nightgown I didn't even own 6 years ago. I had Dave verify it. The second lie, they came upstairs and they looked through a cracked bathroom door and you're being weird with yourself. For one thing, do you realize how stupid of a lie that is? For one thing, I got witnesses that's outside with John, Dave, Noah, Jen, and Gabe. Okay? And who's being dirty looking through a cracked bathroom door? You are. What if you're using a feminine product? What if one of the boys would have been there? It's like one of the boys looking in the girl's shower. Then the third lie, they'll make up something, call you a bad word. The mean game of pretend. I didn't know till Flora stated it. Like I said, they better be glad I'm not their mother. I'd whip their ass. But like they say, it's sick. They go to that occult. You know, the ones that try to have me murdered, their permanent plan to do away with me. Drugs and kidnapping. They're not funny. Nor do they get a dime out of this. And neither does the toxic water people of wiping it off with clothes on. It's not funny, it's not wrong, it's adjusting yourself, and you didn't expose yourself, you're good. Because like I said, nobody came talk to me as a human being. Nobody did. And when I talked to Dave, he defended me. So if he has any other tapes, he did drug me like they're saying around me that he did. And they've witnessed to a lot of people. Now, Huntington Bank, October 5th. Lady walks in. I watched her think about what they did to her. She twitches. I don't want Melissa getting any money out of this. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They just didn't want anybody to help her. Cleveland Avenue, Huntington Bank. October 5th, about 1:53. Go about 10 minutes before. Okay? October 2nd into the 3rd, early in the morning, I'm at Mercy Medical. Lady's outside talking to an officer. She's an informant. They're all lying on her. I help watch her. Well, I'll make sure nobody says anything to her, okay? The apartment building before mine. Kids said that they even witnessed for someone that they knew they were lying on me. And her mother already witnessed to a guy with a badge and a bunch of other people that they knew Dave drugged me before and that they're lying. And other people in that building have come out. We all know that they drugged her before. The lady on Fairlawn, middle apartment, lower building, had screamed at him about the church people weren't funny breaking in before. Drugging me and telling me to say that weirdo shit. Wendy's crew, 25th May this year. They were talking about and calling them, and people in the town were calling them bastards. Makes more sense why I was throwing up all the time. All the time, and I couldn't even keep liquids down. I may have intestinal swelling from that beating. Once he found out I couldn't touch my drinks, I stopped throwing up. None of this is funny. And I was throwing up before the case started. None of this is funny. And wouldn't have made it this far if he wouldn't have found Michelle in a store, Memorial Day weekend 2019. Food counter, a white woman, African American man. For it's my daughter, husband dates. He met her in Ravenna when she had a stomach spell at a store. It's for my daughter they did all this for. And our family down here watching her. And for who's Karen's rich boyfriend, but the state of Ohio who protects her. Where I had the legal departments following me around grabbing stalkers and chasing them off. Realize. That's why they were saying I had a rich boyfriend. I had nobody. You know, I've had agents yell at people. Do not insult her. She's one of the best women you'd ever meet. It's ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good in love. They told FedEx around October of 20. Should still have the tapes because it's a mail plate in Belden. Of a new guy came in working the case. No, I hadn't seen her yet. Heard she's really something. She's out in the vehicle saying this, this, and this. I was calling them swear words while they drove by. And the older African-American agent, for we all know this woman's innocent. We all do. Aspen Dental, they won't kill an innocent woman. I almost died to save my family. I survived complete horror. 6 stalkers, murderers, shooters, and an ass beating on me. And I almost got shot in the head driving. I had a slam, tuck, and swerve. And they bragged inside Walmart and leave me. It's illegal to leave somebody in ID. And they did it for their bloody daughter. Or as they say, it's Judge Pete's daughter. Where I thought it was an agent's daughter. That's why all the undercover police helped out. And Will would have never asked me to stay quiet. Well, they investigate if he known that Ass went to Paymer the night before Apostolic Church of Barberton. Someone said he no longer works for the agency. He got in a lot of trouble for this. He should. They all should. We couldn't do this to somebody on death row. Who the hell do these people think they are, going against our U.S. Constitution and a U.S. Supreme Court ruling? And don't you ever... They even said months ago, no man should ever bring this up to her again. They shouldn't. In the first place, it was a documented lie 2 years ago. The only thing they added was drugs and kidnapping on Dave and the church people and some corrupt agents. No course confession is admissible. FBI don't just break in and stab you with a needle. That's crazy shit. They're running it like a concentration camp down here. Someone needs to get down here and help. And they need to lock these assholes up. You want the top 10 stupidest wanted list? Oh, we stuck her with sodium pentothal. You can't get sodium pentothal. What was in that needle? She get it from a vet? Because she says yes to everything. It's documented. You gave her a lethal injection, make her lie, you caused a septal infarct in her heart? Is that what you did? Or were you part of the agent and the stalker raping her between July and September 19 when she tried to help that Asian lady who lost her husband on the gunshot night around Christmas of 18? Should be the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or 24th. A gunshot night. And the house picked up Dave. How they murdered those men and they're actually dead. And I tried to get her help and they raped and tortured me, agent and stalker. An old fat white man for hours. And they met at 8:18 this year at Shine. 4:42 p.m. under tape and audio. Agent was raping her with a stalker. She can have anything she wants. And Woody showed up. FedEx at Belden, 8:27, 3:05 p.m. Go about 10 minutes before. 2 African-American agents. The agent said he raped her because she didn't call 911 on the gunshot night. I told you those idiots, right? They stayed out of it at the register. 2 African-American agents. Dreadlocks. We stayed out of the gunshot night because Dave's girlfriend's prettier than the guy running it. Didn't blame us because she's so adorable. And those men are really dead. And an old white guy at Wood Forest with gray hair and mustache making fun of me too. It should have been an internal investigation. What the hell happened? Yeah, they even had people come up a few weeks later in a foot of snow. I always said big as a lifted truck and as high as a first-story building. It was big as an ambulance out there with a pitchfork burning everything in the middle of the night. We had trash pickup. What would you burn in the middle of the night with a pitchfork that big? After a major shooting. On the other side of the duplex where men were staying that never came back. The other agents, you did nothing wrong hiding for your life. It's not wrong to hide. But you don't realize everything that happened. There's supposed to be a really bad part than what I heard outside about them killing those 2 men. One man's here, he's crippled. I told you where to find the one widow. October 5th, Macy's Belden. Men's clone counter. Asian lady leads into older Asian couple. I told these people to stop saying stuff to her. I heard she's trying to get us help. I tried at 19 and I got raped and tortured. And threatened to be quiet. Cheese or it would happen again. It's not funny. I sold the lock and people had that for personal enjoyment. I went to Hartville. I was going to rent a storage unit. Went in a gas station. They found the tape of the rape. I'm like, oh my God. I was in a used clothing store. Some guy looked at me and the lady who was with me said they could have beat her to death. How do you deal with all this? How do you process it? And then I got rat bastards running around. We want a little money out of it. The kids lied and they roofied her. Are you insane? And they're admitting they lied to people. More than 2. And more than 2 know I was drugged and kidnapped. Are they insane? Yes. You want insane bastards? Some little kid called them a week or 2 ago on a Sunday afternoon. Reprobate bastards. And Dollar General. And outside Walmart the other day, some lady yelled out right at the doors, They're murderous hyenas. That's what's wrong with them, because I call them hyenas because they run around barking at me. Somebody needs to get down here now.